friends, and welcome back to Adventure Kids. How you going? How are you going?
I'm good, thanks. Are you good?
Nice. Oh, absolutely. I've been having a whale of a time talking about Noah's Ark.
That was a great joke.
Thank you. Learnt it from my dad.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good old dad jokes.
There were like whales swimming around the ark, right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Hopefully there was turtles too. Love some turtles.
I love turtles.
Turtles are
okay,
awesome.
if you have a favorite fish or thing that lives in the ocean, yell it out to us right now. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
Some good ones there,
yeah.
eh?
Really good.
Yeah.
Extremely good.
Oh, awesome. Hey, can you remember what we've been talking about this month?
I can. Can you guys though? You ready?
Okay.
We'll say them together. Our faith,
Yeah.
God's plan,
Nice.
Our obedience, and God's promise. Good job.
So today must be God's promise,
yes.
which I'm thinking you have a present because God's promise is a bit like a party. It's just awesome all the time.
Oh, it is awesome all the time. That is exactly why I have a parcel.
Yeah. What's your favorite party game?
Oh, good question.
I
I'd say
like
musical chairs.
Musical chairs?
are good.
I like the chocolate game.
Oh, that's a
But
good game.
Close second is definitely Pass the Parcel.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, this is not just any Pass the Parcel we're going to be playing today. It is a smoothie challenge.
So excited.
It could be that we make amazing, delicious smoothies with what we find under each layer, or maybe they could be gross.
They could be very gross.
I don't know. Shall we pass the parcel and
should
find out?
We should find out.
Okay.
You ready?
Here we go.
Oh, good catch.
I'm kind of thinking we should have some music playing while we do this.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah,
we should
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It doesn't seem right without the music, right?
Okay. Is there any good singers out there, or should we just make it happen? Are
We
you
should
ready?
just- yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. This is great. Oh no! First one is mine. Okay.
Let's see what it
I
is.
hope it's
You
a
guys
good
ready?
ingredient.
I hope it's a bad
man,
ingredient.
I love unwrapping gifts. It's just the best.
Ooh. What is it?
Look at that.
Skittles.
It's Skittles.
You're so lucky.
Excellent.
Skittles
Here
in
you go,
a...
mate. Can you take off the rest of that layer for
I
me?
can. Skittles in a smoothie? I wish I had
belong
Skittles
in
in a smoothie.
smoothies, right?
Every time.
Yeah, it should be excellent.
That's my main ingredient.
It's your is it like the fruit content of your smoothie?
It is the fruit content of my smoothie.
Okay, here we go.
Very healthy, in
yummy,
other words.
yummy, yummy.
You ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was a big throw. Let's see what it is.
Oh, it's a blue layer.
No way.
Guys, it's hot
You
sauce.
are kidding.
So you have to put hot sauce in your smoothie now, right?
It's Tabasco. I do. Oh, let's see how this goes.
Oh my goodness. I personally love some hot sauce, but only when it's on chicken wings and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not in a smoothie.
Yum,
Ooh.
yum, 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 yum. Could you handle this smoothie so far?
I actually put quite a lot in.
You did.
I'm
You
a little
did.
nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Okay, here we go. Pass the parcel.
Back into it.
I'm trying not to hold on to it.
Me again?
The music is stopped. What is it this time?
You're not going to believe it.
is
It's another sauce. Oh, no, it's not. It's yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt belongs in smoothies.
Of course. Maybe not with
Nice.
hot sauce.
That's a good point, but you've already got a bit of banana and milk
That's
in there,
true.
so it's a good
That's true.
start. I'll finish this off.
I'll take it.
I feel like ripping open presents is the most satisfying thing, right?
Oh, this looks disgusting.
It's got a lot of like red and pink in it. I think it's going to be a pretty color.
I agree. Maybe the color of your top.
Maybe. Okay, here we go.
Ready? Oh,
Oh, I think it stopped when it was in my
okay.
hands.
We'll give
My
it to you.
reflexes are not fast enough. Okay,
Do you guys
Got
reckon
another
it'll be a
layer.
good or a bad ingredient?
that's such a good question.
No way.
Jelly!
That's such a good ingredient. I love jelly.
I love jelly too. Here
What's
you
your
go, mate.
favorite flavor of jelly?
I'm a green jelly gal.
Ooh, okay,
So
okay.
anything that makes the jelly green, and I'm pretty happy.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Do I just plop the whole
Just
thing
plop
in?
the whole thing in, I reckon. Oh. That made a great sound. We ready?
Not sticky at all. Okay.
Ready?
Absolutely. Okay. Who do you think is... Again?
You again.
The
That's
music.
unlucky.
No.
I think the music's on your bad side.
Okay. Here it is.
No way.
Okay, does anyone want to guess what's inside this little can here? It's a chicken. It is mild peri-peri.
I thought it would have been tuna.
Tuna?
Tuna would have been disgusting.
Well, I don't know. Does mild peri-peri chicken belong with jelly and...
Yeah, maybe not. And Skittles.
I just put the whole can in.
Sweet and savoury.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we're... Music stopped.
No
Again.
way.
So good.
Let's see what this ingredient is.
Yum!
Seaweed. Yum.
I love seaweed.
I love seaweed too.
Seaweed is delicious.
It is. It's great.
I actually have had some really good smoothies with seaweed in it.
Do you think I put the whole thing in? Yeah.
It is up to you, mate.
I'll put the whole thing in.
Scrummy.
Yum.
Okay, here we go.
Delicious.
Okay, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah, you have bad luck with this, I'd say. No.
Oh, it is
Pringles?
it's a can of Pringles.
I love Pringles. What's your favorite
feel
flavor
like-
of Pringles, though?
Oh, I like the original. It's
Okay.
just, it's nice.
Classic,
And
okay.
this one is actually the original,
It is
so
the
it's a
original.
good start. I think we might be down to the last layer.
Ooh,
This is gonna be great.
this is getting intense.
Should I put the whole Pringles
Put
in?
the whole thing in.
Okay, will it fit? There you go.
That's a full smoothie if I've ever seen one.
Yummy.
All right, are we ready for the last round?
Nutrition. Yeah, absolutely. Go.
Ready?
Okay, who's it gonna be? I don't know. Is it gonna be you? Is it gonna be you?
No.
Yes. Okay, Sam.
Okay, let's see what the last package is. Oh, no.
It's a box. See what's
a
inside the box.
Says number 3 on it. It's got a lot of tape.
It does have. I
There we
feel
go.
like
We
this
got it.
present wrapping is very tape.
Whoa.
What's inside?
It's a great package.
Yeah?
I got orange juice
That's good in a smoothie.
and another banana for my smoothie.
Oh, nice. Okay, should we blend up and see what happens?
I think we should.
I think I need more liquid to compensate for all of the chips that's in my one.
I have my orange juice as my liquid,
Yeah,
so we'll see how this goes. Ooh.
nice. Delicious. Do you know there is such a smell coming from my smoothie already?
This smells disgusting. My seaweed doesn't even look appetizing anymore.
I just squished down all of the chips and it was quite something. Do you want to wait for me till I'm ready to blend?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Are you
We
ready?
I'm ready.
And let's go. Oh, mine's not working though. Let me try it again. There you go. Oh, your one's looking pretty good.
It is. It looks very healthy. It looks like it has some sort of vegetable in it. Is seaweed
Yeah.
a vegetable?
Seaweed is a vegetable.
I'd say it's a vegetable.
Yeah. It's actually really rich in a lot of stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head. I think that I put this in one episode. Oh,
Oh,
here we
there
go.
we go.
Okay, we have a pink smoothie and we have a green smoothie.
This is looking so delicious, guys.
I'm surprised how green your smoothie is, considering how much pink stuff was in it at the beginning.
Would you like to have a smell?
No, I'm not smelling. I'm literally not smelling. This is the only way I'm going to get through drinking this. Delicious.
Oh,
Mine's really lumpy. How's
me
yours?
too. All right, are we ready? Let's see how
Okay.
this goes.
How much can you drink?
I think I can do the whole thing.
Okay,
All right, ready?
here you go. 3, 2, 1. I got a whole mouthful in. Please don't puke. Please don't puke. We have pukey buckets if we need them.
That's disgusting.
Mine tastes like jelly chicken.
I've even got a moustache. Not a moustache I want to keep. That is so disgusting.
How did you drink that so fast? Can I
Um,
finish my one off as well?
No thanks. I think I'm okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is one of my favorite party games.
Yes.
Maybe minus the smoothie, which I will keep on drinking, but I'm wondering what a better way to celebrate that it's the end of the month. We have got to the end of our series and we have a pretty special day planned. So
For sure.
I'm going to keep drinking. You should keep watching and let's see what happens.
Sounds good. We'll see you later.
Hey kids, jump to your feet and let's do the memory verse. I'll do it first and you can follow and then we'll put it all together. Here we go. Do what you have learned
Do what you have learned
or received
or received
or heard from me.
or heard from me.
Follow my example.
Follow my example,
And the God who gives peace
and the God who gives peace
will be with you.
will be with you.
Philippians 4 verse 9.
Philippians 4 verse 9.
Amazing. Now let's do it all together. Do what you have learned or received or heard from me. Follow my example. The God who gives peace will be with you. Philippians 4 verse 9. Great job.
Yeah, man, isn't it wonderful when we can learn God's word, remember it, and keep it in our heart?
That's right.
If you keep doing this, my goodness, who knows what the Holy Spirit could do just by learning a memory verse? Wow, I'm amongst the stars. Look at how awesome and how vast the universe is. I look at this. Wow, amazing. Do you know, this month you will have learned, probably from others, even in your schools, possibly online, about this celebration called Matariki. Matariki looks at the 7 stars. It's a cluster of stars put together. And once these stars appear in the sky, it's to signify it's the new year. So as I was looking at the stars, I wondered what God said about it in His Word. You know, in the book of Nehemiah it says, God, you created the stars in the sky. You created the earth and everything on it. Isn't that awesome? We look at the stars, they look great. The moon, it looks great. But God was the one who put them there. You know, God's word also says that when He put the stars into the sky, He gave each of them by name. While we know this cluster of stars is Matariki, God has given these clusters a name of its own. God knows each one of His creation. He knows each one of you. He has numbered all the hairs. He's counted them, all the hairs on your head, even if they're grey. He knows you by name. This Matariki, when we look to the stars, when we sit under them, when we enjoy them, remember, it is our God who created the earth, who is so powerful, who is so good, who put those stars in the heaven for us to look at and enjoy. And He also put you here for a reason. So this Matariki, remember, our God, who is so good and so powerful, is with you. Enjoy this Matariki. Ka kite.
Hey kids, are you ready for some praise? So good. For this song, you have to repeat after us. We say something, you say it back. Okay? Everyone clap. Come on. Sing Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. Holy is your name. Holy worship. And I love worship because it's a time that I can connect with my God who is there and who is always the same no matter what I go through. So I encourage you to all lift your hands. I'm calling on the God of Jacob, whose love endures through generations. I know that you will keep your covenant. I'm calling on the God of Moses, the one who opened up the ocean. I need you now to do the same thing for me. Come on, sing out, oh God. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. How I need you now. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness, on your faithfulness. Calling. I'm calling on the God of Mary, whose favor rests upon the lowly. I know with you all things are possible. I'm calling on the God of David, who made a shepherd boy courageous. I may not face Goliath, but I've got my own giant. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. And how I need you now. Sing it out. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness, on your faithfulness. Oh God, my God, I need you. Oh God, my God, I need you now. And how I need you now. He's our rock. Oh rock of ages, I'm standing on your faithfulness, on your faithfulness. Reach out to him in this moment. You heard your children then, you hear your children now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You answered prayers back then, and you will answer now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were providing then, you are providing now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You moved in power then, God move in power now.
Now let's pray. God, I thank you so much for an incredible time of praise and worship. I thank you that we can be here in your presence. And I thank you for what you're about to do and what you're about to speak to us about through today's message. God, I pray for every child and for myself as well, that you would be speaking to us, that you would give us something that at the end of the day, we would go away with, we would go home with going, wow, God dropped something in my spirit today. We pray that you would be speaking clearly to us so that we could capture something from your heart today. In Jesus' name, amen. Amazing. Wow, I'm so excited to be bringing today's word to you. But if you're standing, why don't you guys all sit down, get comfortable, because boy, have we got an amazing word today. Now, you might remember these last 3 weeks, we have been reading all about Noah. We've been learning some pretty incredible stuff. Now, I don't know if you remember the first week, we learned about being full of, not food, full of faith. That's right, we learned about being full of faith and trusting in God. And then the second week, a couple of weeks back, we learned about God's purpose and plan for us. That's right, God has an amazing plan for every one of us, just like he did for Noah and Noah's family and the ark. It was pretty incredible. And then last week, you'll remember we talked about obedience. I know your parents probably loved that, right? Being obedient. But we talked about doing our best and having a yes attitude. And today I'm really excited because we get to kind of wrap all of those things up, you know. God's called us to live a life full of faith, to live with purpose and obedience. And you know what? By doing so, we get something really exciting. I really like it. We get to live in God's incredible promises. How cool is that? God has some amazing promises for us that I think are pretty special. Now, let me just do a bit of an overview to remind us where we're up to in Noah's story, in case you've forgotten or maybe you missed it. So you remember Noah, most of you probably know God asked him to build an ark. And remember, it had never, ever rained or flooded or anything. And so Noah was probably a bit confused, like, what's an ark? What do you mean a boat? I've never been on a boat. Have any of you guys been on a boat? Yeah, most of us have probably at least seen a boat, even if we haven't been on one. We know what a boat is, right? We know what rain is, we know what floods are, but they weren't even a thing back then. So that in itself was pretty crazy. But Noah, he trusted God, he was obedient to God, and he did exactly what God had asked him. He built this massive boat, and then we know that Noah and his family, they all hopped on board, and they were saved, right? It rained and it rained and it rained, and they were saved. But not only had God promised to save him and his family, but it was kind of a promise for all of us, really, because that actually saved humankind. Pretty crazy stuff. So they were on this boat, and it rained for 40 days. And then, do you know, after that, they didn't just after 40 days get to, jump off the boat. There was another, I think it was 150 days, it says in Genesis, that they were on this boat just waiting for the water to go down. Can you imagine, like, after an hour, sometimes with your sibling, you might be sick of them. After a couple of days stuck in a house with, some crazy cats, dogs, monkeys, whatever, you'd probably be going crazy. They were all on this boat for 150 days after the 40 days of rain. Craziness. They were probably sick of each other, but they persevered, they trusted in God because they knew God had a plan and it was good. And then finally, I'm sure they probably, when the doors open, we're like, oh, finally, they were able to go out of the boat. And you probably think that that is the end of the story, right? You think, yep, the story of Noah, it's all about Noah building the ark, hopping on board, the flood, the rain, the animals, all that stuff. And then when they hop out of the boat, that's the end of the story. Is that what you thought? Yeah, I used to think that too. But it's not. That is not the end of the story. And that is the part that I'm excited to talk to you about today. So turn to the person next to you and say, that's not it. That's not it. That's not all, okay? That's not it. That's not the end of the story. You see, there had been grey skies. There'd been all this rain, I imagine there was probably, I don't know, thunder and lightning. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't, but I just imagine it being pretty grey and dull. I don't know about you, but I don't think I'd like it to rain for that long. It'd be pretty miserable. But then bam, the floods all ended and God put this amazing, bright, colourful thing in the sky. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Noah was over 600 years old, okay, at this point. So he'd lived for a long time and he had never seen this crazy, bright, colourful thing that we know as a rainbow. He'd never seen one before because it had never existed before. That's right, this rainbow, God placed in the sky as a promise and as a sign of the promise, which is pretty incredible. You see, he put that in the sky so that he could remind everyone of a promise that he was never, ever, ever, ever going to flood the entire earth again. So he didn't just kind of say, oh, hey, I promise this, but he put a sign there as a reminder. I don't know about you, I need reminders. I get so forgetful. I need to, write down things, have lists, all this. God, he wouldn't need that because he's not forgetful like we are. But this rainbow was a sign as a reminder. And it didn't just look pretty, right? But it was a sign to go with a promise because God made an incredible promise that day. And you know what's really cool? Is that he makes loads of incredible promises to us. Just like all those years back then, God also makes promises to us today. And we can find a whole lot of them in his word. That one we've been reading about in Genesis, but there's a whole lot of promises, and there's one that is particularly special, and it's the promise of Jesus. If you guys remember, we've talked about that before. But first, I just want to say, every time that you see a rainbow in the sky, you can remember God's promises too. You can remember the promise that God's not going to flood the earth, but you can also stop and go, there's a rainbow. Now, what are some of those promises that I've heard about before, maybe from your leaders at Kids Church? The promises that God loves you, that God's for you, that God has amazing plans for you, that God has purpose on your life. You can stop and remember those incredible promises. You can remember the promise that Jesus came to earth to save you. How incredible is that? So what I want to do is I want to really quickly remind us of the promise of Jesus. You see, all of us, me, you, the people sitting around us, we have all made mistakes. We've all mucked up, we've all done things wrong. We've all made promises that we probably haven't always kept. And sadly, those things, that's called sin, that separates us from God. But God promised to send us Jesus so that we would no longer have to be separated by that sin, but instead we would be able to have relationship with Jesus. And that is the most special, the most incredible promise that has ever been made to us. It is the most special, special promise ever. It's pretty incredible. And God isn't looking for us to be completely perfect for us to, accept this promise. He's not expecting us to get it all right. He knows that we're going to muck up. He knows that we're going to get things wrong, that we're going to still keep sinning. Those promises, it's not just for the people that are perfect. In fact, we know there was only ever one person that was perfect. Do you know who it was? That's right, Jesus. Well done. Jesus is the only one that's ever walked this earth that's been perfect, that would be able to live up to everything that God has for him. But you know what? He was sent as a sacrifice for you and me so that we would be able to have relationship with God, even when we get things wrong. And that's the best promise of all, the promise of salvation. And I want to give you the opportunity right now to accept that incredible promise. Maybe you've already accepted it. Maybe you've already asked Jesus into your world and you've asked Jesus to be your best friend. You've said, I'm sorry for all the sin. I want to have you in my life. But if you have never done that before, then here's your opportunity to do that right now. What we can do is we're going to close our eyes and I'm going to pray a prayer and you can pray it with me. And if it's your first time, then why don't you right now, if you'd like to pray this prayer for the first time, why don't you just give a little wave like this so that I can see? Yeah, that's awesome. We're going to close our eyes and let's pray that prayer together. Dear God, thank you for your promise. Thank you for sending Jesus to save me from my sin. I'm sorry for all I've done wrong, and I accept your gift and your promise. I choose you. I want you as my best friend. In Jesus' name, amen. Amazing. That is the best prayer and the best choice that you could ever make. And it is definitely not one that you want to keep quiet about. That is one that you want to tell people, tell your friends about, tell your parents about, tell a leader about. And maybe if you want to, you could email us. Let us know, because we love being able to celebrate with you. You can email us, kids@lifenz.org. We would love to celebrate with you. You know, that is such a cool decision. And I just want to encourage you to keep on pursuing Jesus, keep getting into his word and getting closer to him and living a life in relationship with Jesus. Well, I've loved hanging out with you and I've loved sharing about the promises that God has for us and the promise of Jesus. Every time you sing those rainbows, keep remembering that God has incredible promises for you and he loves you so, so much. Have an amazing week. See you later.